So this logo is not entirely as straightforward and is a good example of disparate values. And so along this bottom part, um, along the bottom text there, I would want really strong, uh, I would want to use a very strong magic wand, even because of the fuzziness in these letters. Like the magic wand won't get in here unless it's really strong. But if I use a really strong magic wand on the side here against this lime green, yarn off this um, image, it'll just obliterate those. And so this is a perfect example of needing both a heavy hand and a soft hand at the same time. So essentially what I do is create a bridge or a fire break. Is essentially what I'm doing. I don't want the wand uh, to proceed past this point, and this high contrast edge will stop it. So and I'll betcha, I said jump the shark. I'll betcha if it's too strong, it might jump into the letters here, but I'm guessing select the wand tool, W. I guess if I load like an 88, that'll be good. No, see it jumped into there. So maybe what I'll do is I'm going to bridge that. But I like it coming in here. That means it's strong enough, and I like that it came in here. That means it's nice, but it was over here. It's too strong. So let's deselect that. Keep that strength, but let's just create a little barrier with my erase, E for erase. And as long as I like butt up against this red, which represents the high contrast area, it shouldn't dive in there. So let's go back in here, grab the wand, set for 88. Now let's try it and see what it does. That's what I wanted to have. Oh, look, it jumped into the M too. Dang it. How did it get into the N? It jumped over this. Well, I could do that is use the eye tool, select a slightly darker gray, and then just for the love, I'm just trying to size down a brush. I want a B for brush. Size down with that gray and just darken this up a bit. What that'll do is that'll strengthen this little border. You know what I mean? It'll provide a little more protection on that M so that the magic wand doesn't. It probably got in there on that spot. Let's try that there too. Third time's a charm. Wand 88. Let's delete it and see what it looks like. Let's not delete it because it's chewing up more of that N than I wanted. So I just clicked in a different location, which means I sampled something that was slightly lighter, which means that the wand had a different starting point, and with the same amount of strength, it has a different end point, and it's the different end point that I want. So I can live with this because I can doctor the rest of this. So if I go back to my brush, I should still have that color loaded. So I just have to like paint in this part that got obliterated. So yeah, there's charm to felt pen flavor or character when you're doing these digitizations of actual paper and ink. But all this, magic, all of this file prep is a non-issue when you create digitally. It just is. So I'll fix that later. Let's go after this bottom one. Let's see what 88 does down here. Did it get it into any of the letters? But it's skipped over here. So it's getting around the corner here, I suspect. So let's maybe 88's just too strong over there. You can see that the value on that side is not very robust. It wouldn't stand up very good against a strong spell. So let's try it again and maybe a different location, somewhere lighter perhaps. How did that work? That's pretty much the desired effect. I can pluck the rest of that, you know, but what I really want to do is find a wand setting that'll allow me to not obliterate those subtle pieces of yarn or tassels in the scarf, if such a thing can be acquired. So I'm guessing 45 is going to be nice. Let's try a 45 wand, 45, and click in the lightest place I can. See, it blew them out. So if I delete, they're gone. I don't want that. So I'm going to have to find my history palette, go back, magic wand. So let's just downgrade a little bit. Let's see what 36 does. It's nothing. 24. As far as the computer's there, that green stuff's hardly there. That's what's going on. Maybe I'll just paint it in. Bloody hell. Fine. I went to 18. Excuse me. That'll be fine. On white, that'll be fine. So let's try that same recipe over here. By recipe, I mean 18 on the magic wand. Interestingly enough, like sometimes that, you know, slightly grayified white in those nasty pixels can work in your favor if, you know, if you apply it consistently and just leave them in there. So like if I pluck that and this and that and just leave the letters gray, then they they might have a little bit of a stand. They might stand off the background a little bit. Now, essentially, what I need to do is back here is I select that color. I've got that color loaded now. Now wand in here and actually put the color back in. It's got a digital sterility to it, which in print you'll notice, but not at that scale. So I would say done and done on that. Although, you know what, I do want the Métis thing to pop hard, so I'm going to go 38. Why 38? I have no idea. That'll be nice and pippity pop. Want to see what I mean? Let's actually, just for fun, let's not do the whole layer. Let's just stick in a little white shape underneath. D for default colors. Alt delete to fill it. That's weird. It's got like a double marquee on the right. That's weird. Obviously it's not. It's Command delete. Now you can see the contrast. You see what I'm saying on those letters? That's white versus white. Actual white versus that letter white, but it'll look okay. I'm happy with that. Done with that layer.